you happen to be in the category of people that are thinking, what am I going to do on this day since I'm not in any type of, will I say, romantic relationship? I'm more interested in the person instead of the status of being in a relationship. And that has like a different thing that I've learned as I grow is we need to understand what we actually want, kind of define exactly what it is we want, because then we know what we're. Hi guys. Once upon a time, there was a girl and a boy. The girl saw the boy and she thought, oh my God, I love him and we're going to be together. The girl ended up taking some drastic measures to be able to introduce herself to this boy. And the boy's first thought seeing her was, I could use her to my advantage. She is actually going to be useful to me. Whether or not he reciprocated her feelings or felt so strongly the way she felt about him, whether he felt that way towards her, was never properly acknowledged. He just said, he likes her as well, but she strongly believed it was love at first sight for her, and then they're going to be together forever. Things happened. They ended up at the end, the relationship did not work out. They weren't actually even in a relationship. They were in a facade relationship for the longest time. And at the end, she didn't even get to be in a proper relationship with him because he ended up dying. Why he ended up dying was a story for another day. But this is a very rudimentary definition or summary, would I say, of Death Note. I'm here talking about Valentine's, and I start with one of the side stories of Death Note. Why did I start off with that? First, I don't know if you've watched Death Note, but if you haven't watched it, it's a good, pastime watch. And there are a lot of things these days that I have been watching that I typically would not watch, but it's just giving me a broader, more, let's say, complete vision of different things and how my interpretations of different situations have changed as I've grown up or as I'm growing. So I'm sure you guys are being bombarded as I am with all the Valentine's Day stuff. You have, guys, this was not planned. I was going to record another video, which I'm actually going to record after this or maybe tomorrow, because it's actually 12:14 a.m. I was going to record this the entire day, but I just kept moving it. But today is February 7th, exactly 1 week to Valentine's. And you might be thinking, or if you happen to be in the category of people that are thinking, what am I going to do on this day since I'm not in any type of, will I say, romantic relationship? I would say look in your circle and kind of identify where you get love from. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. You can do something wonderful for, I think that there's Valentine's Day these days, and not that I say do one over the other, but what I would say is that it's a celebration of love. It's a day of love. Do something fun. Do some act of love. Do random act of love to strangers. And if you feel, oh my God, that's not for me because I'm feeling lonely and I'm in need of a relationship. Now, this is where this video comes in. You have to ask yourself, am I interested in the relationship or am I interested in my partner? So those are two different, priorities.
Sash. Хочу сделать коктейль. Саш! Нет, нет, нет. Нет, да нет, нет.
Я хочу розовый.
Дай.
That have to get up on a whim
or drawing
and
or whatever
pack the
word you
bag,
want,
and then
whatever
they have to drive.
But
them
so
to
does the
fine
woman.
word you want to
Yeah,
use
but
for
she
the
can feel in her
situation.
body that what's happening.
A verb.
She can feel her water breaking.
Yeah, and that's
Because
worse.
when you are,
No, but like she can mentally
you know,
prepare at least. She knows
you
that it's about to
want
happen.
to
Men
be
could
in
be
a
in the middle of like
relationship
playing a
just
video
for the
game or
sake of
something,
being
and
in
they
a
have to all of a sudden
relationship.
drop everything they're
So you
doing
just
and
want
rush to the
someone
hospital
to
and stay up for
be
24 hours
there.
helping their
You
wife
just
that's
want to
complaining
have
the entire
human
time.
beings. One thing that I've learned as I grow is we need to understand what we actually want, kind of define exactly what it is we want, because then we know what we're chasing or what we are trying to attract or what we're trying to create or draw in, or whatever word you want, whatever qualifying word you want to use for the situation, a verb. Because when you are, you want to be in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship, so you just want someone to be there, you just want a human being, a person to be there, whether or not they're compatible, whether or not they're ideal, that's not really the priority for you. The priority for you is the relationship. You just want to have a relationship. And then a second layer to that is, let's say, okay, the relationship is important and I also want to be attracted to this person. What do you mean by attracted to this person? What do you mean? Or let's say I also want to be attracted to this person, or I also want to be in love with this person. What do you mean by love? What do you mean by attracted to this person? And then on the flip side, if I'm interested in the person, that's a different approach. So now you are more focused on, I want to be with a companion, a partner that, complements me, that completes me, that is my person, that, all of this wonderful stuff. You want someone that is the yin to your yang. You want someone that, you are more interested in the person instead of the status of being in a relationship. And that has like a different set of, task or checklist of things to do to get that, instead of just being in a relationship because you want to have, be able to go on date nights, you want to be able to take wonderful pictures, you want to be able to travel together, instead of that being the the focus of, oh, that's why I want to be in a relationship. You are more there for the person. So I'm going to use a POV of a girl because I am a girl, and I will also then try to flip it also for a guy. So my question in what do you mean by love, what do you mean by attraction, feel free at this point to comment what you feel or what you believe is your definition. However, the best definition I found, or I have heard of someone defining love, which is absolutely beautiful to me, is by Jay Shetty. I'm going to insert a video.
How do you define love?
So, I feel like love is one of these interesting words to define because everyone has their own definition, and I think you should define it. It's not just a feeling or an emotion. My definition is that it's when you know someone's personality. Do you know what they're like when they get tired? Do you know what they're like when they get irritated? Do you know what they're like when they're having a bad day? If you know that, that's one step. The second is, do you respect their values? Most of the time in relationships, we want our partner to value what we value. We want them to like what we like. But actually, relationships are about respecting their values. And the third one is, are you committed to help them achieve their goals? Do you want to see them rise to their potential? Do you want to support them? And do you want to help them become the best version of themselves? Those are the three parts of my definition of love.
And basically, it's understanding the person's personality. It's like he broke it down in three. Understanding the person's personality, understanding their values, like respecting their values, and also wanting the best for them. And literally, that is like, if you think about all the types of love, you know, communal love, parental love, agape love, you know, yeah, you cannot compare parental love, because I feel like that one is even more, like literally they will die for you. I'm sure, you know, I would like to hope every partner would die for the other partner, but I don't know. But I know like parental love, especially the ones I have seen, it's quite strong. And you know, I'm very blessed and happy to be able to be in the presence or even experience that, because that is amazing. But first talk about personality. You want someone that when they're upset, you know how they communicate. Like, you guys communicate well. Like, let's say this person is more of a, I want to just, let's say an argument happens and they're more of, I want to take a moment, sit to myself, think about this, process this, and then we can come back to it. Or they're the type of person that, you know, well, this happened, I don't want to dwell on it, so just let's keep it pushing. Or they're the type of person that would just want to talk about what happened, that want to understand what happened, that wants to know what you're thinking about and what your partner is thinking about. And I would say the third category is more of me. I like to know what the other person is thinking, like, because I always come from this mindset of, I don't really know, like I cannot know everything without the information. I always come from the lens of I'm learning, right? So you teach me, you tell me what it is, and I will be able to understand better. I don't want to assume that, oh, you know, because I don't like to, because I decided to, let me use this one. It's a funny one because people have talked about this. I don't know why is it. I understand how it's a problem or how it can be an issue, but it's so funny. Let's say I like to leave the toilet seat closed. For many reasons, I believe that this toilet seat should stay closed. And let's say, you know, for some reason my partner leaves it open. Instead of me to just assume that, you know, he's leaving this open because maybe he forgot about it, and just go ahead and, you know, start telling him, oh, why did you forget you forgot to leave the toilet seat open, you forgot to close the toilet seat for the nth time. Instead of me just assuming that, I'll just ask, you know, the toilet seat was left open, is there a reason why? And this question might come, like me phrasing this question this way, some people might, you know, not like it, some people might like it, but for me, when I give open-ended questions, it helps them fill in whatever blank, whatever the way they want to fill it out. And this way they can tell me, oh, you know, oh, I left it open because I actually disinfected the top, and you know, I wanted it to dry out before I close the toilet seat and not have that, you know, the toxic chemicals on, you know, this and that. I'm like, okay, sure. But if I had gone ahead to just close it, I just messed up the entire, you know, disinfectant or cleaning that they were doing on the toilet. That wasn't apparent to me. I just assumed what was it. But for me, when I communicate, I like to just talk. But I know this does not work with some type of personalities, especially when they want their space and, you know, you want to start talking, then they're like, that's literally the opposite. Like, they don't want to talk, they want space right now. and then they can come back later. But if you don't communicate that, oh, they want space, they want space right now, you are stuck in a situation where you are just talking and babbling on, and you're just getting on your nerve. So one of the things why I believe that, you know, the personality is something that you should, like, that his definition of love, why I believe is so beautiful, is because it covers, I feel like it's the most complete definition of love that I have seen. So when you know the personality, you know how that person communicates, you know what the person is like when the person is irritated. You won't be asking them, oh, you know, are you frustrated? Oh, are you this? You are immediately, you see the signs that, oh, they're a bit frustrated about something. You might not know, but you know that when they're frustrated, they like to take a bath. When they're frustrated, they like to cuddle with the dog. You won't see them cuddling with the dog and think, you just got back from work, you haven't even taken off your work clothes, and now you're cuddling with the dog. Like, that will not be a point of argument, because you already understand their personality to know, to take the cue that, okay, this is not, you know, this is a time where I give them grace. And this goes very well to this is a nice segue to the second point, where you respect their values. Respecting, I'll just talk about a little bit of just respecting their space to know, okay, they're frustrated right now, so we're not going to be having a conversation on whether you've taken off your work clothes or not, or whether you are making the chair dirty. I know I'm giving you all this clean examples because that's the way I am. I'm more particular on clean stuff. So I hope that explains the peculiarities of my examples. But back to what I was saying. So when you understand your values, let's say, you know that they like to call their mom every night, or they like to brush their teeth before they go to bed, and you know, this is something that they believe it's the absolute best thing in the world. It's the best thing since sliced bread, which I don't believe anything is better than bread. But they believe that, you know, brushing your teeth is an absolute amazing thing, and it's a health benefit and all of this wonderful stuff. They believe that, and because they love you, they're trying to get you to do that. But you're not, let's say you're not, maybe you're someone that, you know, don't really care about brushing your teeth at night. You just brush your teeth once a day, rinse off your mouth, you know, after every meal, and you feel okay. That's it. But because this person loves you, they're trying to share what they believe is good for you, or it's wonderful. And you know, you see it when you respect their values. You understand that, okay, they're wanting this from me not because they want to impose their, you know, their rituals on me, or they impose their way of life on me, but because they actually love you. Like, because people don't understand that. For me personally, right, when I see someone doing something, when someone does me wrong or does something bad to me, this is a little bit not the greatest thing, but I don't correct them. Okay, hear me out. I don't correct them because I just feel, okay, I'm just going to explain a little bit of why, and not, you know, not go into long details, because, you know, it's my channel and I want you guys to be connected with me. So I'm just going to share this reason. I just believe that you don't know why, when people do something wrong, most times people know that it's a bad thing, but they do it anyways. If you try to correct them, you don't know the type of personality, you don't know how you don't know if they feel you don't know if they feel targeted, or they are very confrontational, or they feel defensive, or they're just looking for a fight. And the second you correct them, like someone is like when I'm driving and someone is jaywalking, I've learned I don't honk for them. I just stop and wait, because there's this time this stuff happened. This man was jaywalking. I honked for him to let him know that that is crazy. Like, cars are really moving. That is not the right thing to do. Do you know what he did? You know what? I'm not gonna traumatize myself, but I was scared for myself and that vehicle I was in. The vehicle I was driving, I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot have any damage happen to this vehicle. Like, why this person is just, I don't know what trauma this person is having. I don't know what spirit is in this person, and I'm just here engaging them. No. So whenever someone does something that I believe is not right, I just don't correct them. Only when I love someone, or if I feel like the person, like if I believe that this person has done this by mistake, like this is a mistake, this is an unintended mistake, this is just it's going to go off on how, you know, how my spirit leads me. But if I feel like, okay, this person intentionally did something wrong to me, they know that this is wrong and they did it intentionally, I don't correct them. I only correct people I love. So this is to just say that when things happen, like someone is trying to do things to better your health, or force you to take vitamins, or force you to be brushing your teeth twice a day. I'm saying force because this is not what you're used to. But you see that this is actually coming from a place of love. They actually love you and they want this because they believe that this is something good. And they're expressing this themselves. They're doing this themselves. Not someone saying, oh, you need to shower every night. And they're not showering every night. Like, wait, what does that mean? Do you believe it's a good thing? Do you not believe it's a good thing? Because if it's a good thing, why don't you want to do it and you want me to do it? But it's that kind of stuff. That's just my example for when you respect the person's value. You know what they regard as sacred, what they regard as ritual, what they regard as precious, what they regard as their spirituality on, oh, okay, this is a time I always give tithe. And you're not someone that really cares tithe or not, but you respect them because you respect their values. You respect that this is something they regard as sacred. They want to call your mom every night. You respect them. Let's say you're not okay with this idea whatsoever. This is when you have a healthy relationship to then communicate and talk with them and say, okay, calling your mom every night. I'm not saying you shouldn't call your mom. We all love our moms. I'm sure you love your mom to a immense extent, and I wouldn't know exactly to how much, but it's clear that you love your mom. But I'm not comfortable with this, and then you guys can talk and then come to a compromise that you don't always feel frustrated every time they call your mom, or you feel frustrated that they're just doing whatever they want, right? And then the third part of it is they want you to grow. And this is actually something that I find it's so pure, right? You want the best for them. Like, you want them, like, whenever I'm going to use maybe my best friends, or even my family, or people, it's usually my best friends or my family, or in fact everybody that I just see, that I know or know of, and I see them doing good, I'm just like, you go girl, you go guy, get it. Like, they don't know. They didn't see it. Come on. Like, I'm so happy for them. And if I find information that can be useful to them, let's say they're an artist and I hear of like an open exhibition that you can submit your work for however reward, I will share it for them because I want their art to bloom. And I don't want to see any harm come to them. I just love them and I want the best for them. It also ties into the second and also the first thing. Like, you love the person that you want good for them. and you cheer them on, and you are happy to be in their presence, and it's just a beautiful thing. So I feel like I've talked a little bit more than I had anticipated. I'm going to end it here. So when next you feel lonely or sad or worried or tempted or doubting or whatever, insert whatever negative emotion or feeling, kind of ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? And what is it I'm trying to get out of it? Because humans are very good, very creative in thinking up the worst case scenario. Like they can be as creative as possible in thinking of the worst possible scenario. But if you ask the person, okay, what's the best case scenario in this? They're not as creative. They're just like, let's say, an example, my partner went to work and he's not back at his usual time. And let's use another person because I don't want to put this energy on myself. The lady in the relationship is then freaking out, thinking, oh my God, what if he was in an accident? What if his car broke down? What if, his car broke down and then he's in a stranded location, and then, he tried calling but his phone died. Like very creative in thinking of the worst case scenario. And then you ask this lady, okay, what's the best case scenario? The answer will be that he's not in an accident. Like that was not creative. That was just adding not to the sentence you said for, not even sentence. That's just adding not to one line out of the things you conjured up for the negative point. Be more creative. What's the best case scenario? He made a segue to the grocery shop to get me flowers today. He probably is surprising me with, with a side project. So he is working on that after work. And I don't need to freak out. I'm not saying, don't find out or call your partner when you feel like, okay, this is off. Maybe something is going on. I'm not saying, oh, be oblivious and, don't do anything and just hope for the best. No, I'm just saying you can find out, like call them, oh, are you okay? Just checking in. They're like, oh yeah, I'm okay. And you're, oh, when are you going to get back home? Are you getting back home later today? What time? And they're like, oh, I'll be a little bit late. Well, I'll be back in an hour or two. We'll stop. You don't have to then start thinking, are you sure you're okay? Is anything the problem? Like, no. The person said they're okay. They're okay. Believe you're okay. When they come back, let's say you want to have the whole spiel of what happened that day, you guys can have it then. But every time you think of something negative, or every time you feel a negative emotion, ask yourself, why are you feeling this way? And if there is something you can do to feel better, usually I find that immersing yourself in a positive thought and really feeling that thought, because you are a creator of your life. People don't realize this. So in your head, if you're always thinking of negatives, you'll literally look for all the negative things to support that. And that's literally wherever they are in this world, you're going to literally cherry pick them and like hand pick them for yourself and select them. Like you're going to just pick all of these things and then use that to create the negative concept that you have chosen for yourself. So when you choose and you decide to be positive about everything, you out of everything in the world, yeah, they're good, yeah, they're bad, you will select only good, and you'll be able to curate the life you want, create a beautiful experience for yourself, create a beautiful life, because what you believe about yourself and you believe about life becomes true for you. Okay, that'll be all. It's February. It's February. Happy new month, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Have a good night, and when the mood hits you, I would love for you to subscribe. Bye. Good night.